Although interactive movies are very new, filmmakers have been searching for inventive ways to involve audiences for decades.
I'm Vincent Price. You're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill.
In the early 1950s, the booming growth of television reduced box office admissions dramatically. In response, a bizarre assortment of promotional gimmicks was introduced to lure the public out of their homes.
I'm William Castle, and I feel obligated to warn you about the next attraction you will see at this theater.
The P.T. Barnum of this era was William Castle. The flamboyant producer-director pioneered inventive gimmicks such as Emergo, which caused skeletons to fly over the audience during a scene in House on Haunted Hill.
Members of the audience, including you, will actually play a part in the picture.
At the start of Castle's film, The Tingler, he warned audiences that they were in as much danger as the on-screen characters, thanks to a revolutionary technique he called Percepto. Castle claimed that the only defense against the dreaded Tingler was to scream whenever the beast was near. To encourage audience participation, Castle had several seats in each theater rigged with electronic devices. Each time the Tingler appeared, the devices would be triggered. Audience members would experience a low-voltage electrical shock, and screams would fill the auditorium.
William Castle was really the whole reason I got into show business in the beginning. I would go to the Towson Movie Theater, which was the name of the theater near where I lived, and by the time it got there, and the Tingler, only 2 seats were wired, not the whole theater. So I would go early and look under the seats and find where the buzzer was and sit there all day and get electric shocks.
While Percepto and Odorama were one-time gimmicks, the 1952 introduction of 3D films proved to be more than a passing fad.
I'm sure you'd all like to know something about the new entertainment miracle, Third Dimension. What it is, what it does.
After the seminal 3D effort Wanna Devil boasted it would put a lion in your lap, the 1950s spawned dozens of imitators. These heavily hyped films advertised the effect with such glorified names as Natural Vision and Duo Vision.
Objects actually seem to come out of the screen, so real they almost touch you, creating the most dramatic impact that the screen has ever known.
Most early 3D photography utilized 2 precisely positioned cameras, a cumbersome technique that slowed the production process dramatically. This solution was deemed inadequate by Christopher Condon, an optical technician who has spent 40 years perfecting 3D technology.
I developed a method of using one camera to shoot the 2 images. And this was done by using a special lens. It's a single camera that takes the left eye and right eye view and puts them directly on each motion picture frame. And now, instead of needing 2 projectors in the theater, we only need 1.
For exhibition, the film must be projected through a similar double lens, as well as a pair of polarizing filters, which keep the images separate or polarized. To perceive the effect, audience members must wear glasses which keep the left and right eye images distinct. Today, 3D films rarely appear in movie theaters, but Condon is introducing the technology to a new generation of artists. He is hard at work on a variety of theme park and other special venue films, such as Cinema Ride's Haunted Graveyard Run.
It was one of the greatest pleasures of my professional life to work with the younger filmmakers, because they're very open-minded and are very much attuned to the term virtual reality. And a properly made 3D motion picture is really like virtual reality for audiences.
Action game!
I predict that eventually, maybe very soon, the young filmmakers are going to be the ones that put this marvelous dimensional process into mainstream.